The UK government puts pandemic flu at the top of its risk register. The reason for that is it will happen. There will be another pandemic.
BBC4 unleashes a virtual flu pandemic across the UK. How quickly will it spread? How many could it kill? In the biggest science experiment of its kind, we recruit the nation to find out. Contagion, the BBC4 pandemic.
What can you do to stop a pandemic of a highly infectious disease spreading through the country? Well, you can sneeze into your elbow like this, rather than into some snotty tissue that you then leave lying around. You could wash your hands every time that you sneeze, or blow your nose, or use the toilet, but you've got to do it for at least 20 seconds. That's about the time it takes to sing happy birthday twice. You could stop touching your face all the time, because that is an easy ticket into your body for a virus. Or you could download the BBC Pandemic app and help scientists work out the best way to stop a deadly flu virus from spreading through the country. It's free, it's easy, and you'll be taking part in a groundbreaking new science experiment. So go to bbc.co.uk/pandemic or Google Play or the App Store and download the BBC Pandemic app today.
I need to find out how much time, so we can factor that into our predictions about the spread of the BBC pandemic. So I've come to one of only 2 factories in the UK that produce flu vaccine. At the moment, it's busy pumping out millions of doses of seasonal flu vaccine needed each year.
So I'm going to take you down this area here.
All of them rely on these.
This is where the eggs come in from the farms.
Dr. Laura O'Brien is in charge of this site.
This afternoon. That's absolutely fascinating.
Laura, why are we using eggs to make vaccines?
So we've used eggs for decades to manufacture influenza vaccine, and viruses need living cells to grow. And if you think about a single egg, there's lots of living cells in there. It's protected by a shell, so it's almost a clean environment, and it's just the perfect place for virus to propagate and grow.
I mean, there are a huge number of eggs here. How many do you handle in a day?
Well, every single day, Monday through to Sunday, here in the plant, we're putting over 500,000 eggs through the factory. So the eggs have been incubated.
Right now, this factory is making only seasonal flu vaccine. Each fertilised egg is inoculated with flu virus, which then replicate. After just a few days, the eggs are packed with the virus particles. Then all those virus particles are inactivated to make the vaccine, so they're powerless to cause flu, but can still fool the human body into making antibodies.
We put them in different incubators, so not all the one day's batch goes the same incubator.
When it comes to making flu vaccine, you first need to know which strain of the flu virus to grow inside the eggs. A global monitoring system run by the World Health Organization constantly watches out for animal flu viruses that have hopped into humans. It's the WHO that declares if one of these pandemic viruses is on the loose. Laura, presumably when a pandemic is declared, production changes.
When the strain's declared, that's the big bang, when the pandemic's declared. Here at the site, we have a pandemic response plan that we immediately enact.
It's a race against time to isolate and identify the pandemic virus so that a vaccine can be created and put into production. It really is all hands on deck then, there's urgency. How long can you expect, from that get-go moment to produce your first batch of vaccines?
What we see is for a pandemic strain, generally in industry, it takes about 4 months from that strain to actually getting those first doses out there to patients worldwide.